It's a lot. I have to admit, it's a lot. Even me looking at it here. But the one thing was, every time I walked into the bathroom at work and saw my eyes, I kept thinking, wow, that looks so pretty. Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. In this video, I'm trying the very viral, hyped, and I'm a year behind at least on this product, but the TirTir red cushion mask foundation, or whatever it's called, on my mature over 50 skin. So if you've always wondered about this product, I'm going to demonstrate it and let you know my thoughts. I'm also going to do a full face of makeup, and this is just a relaxed get ready with me, trying some new makeup, some old makeup. And so get yourself a hot beverage, a cold beverage, whatever you like, and let's get into it. So rather than show you all the products I'm going to use and then demonstrate them, that sort of takes a long time. And I just want to get straight into this video. And what I'm going to start with is this Urban Decay palette that, yes, I know it's old. I know it's probably expired, but if you've been following my shorts, I've been making 2 to 3 minute long shorts where I've been using all of my previously sort of unused makeup and I put together my outfits based on my makeup for over 15 days. I haven't gotten through them yet. I'm at day 10 right now. But this is a palette that I used already. I used it twice. No, I used it 3 times. And I didn't use this palette because these colors are all very, very scary colors to me. Maybe I can cover the mirror. There we go. So I did a look though with these colors in here, the purples, that I thought looked really, really nice. And I have never been a purple makeup gal. I've never been a purple clothing person either. I can't even remember the last piece of purple clothing I ever owned. So, I have a theory about that. Either you're a purple person or you're not. And I'm not. I've been very good friends with, related to a lot of people who were very big purple enthusiasts. So all of that to say, I'm gonna do a purple eyeshadow look today using these colors because it got me rethinking purple. Maybe I've been missing out. So tell me, are you a purple person? You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Some people are just obsessed with the color purple. I'm gonna go ahead and use this tape that I got off of Amazon, which is really good for applying makeup and helping to create a boundary, if you will. And since this palette does tend to have a bit of fallout, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow so that I can sort of clean up if I need to afterwards. I'm gonna start though with this eyeshadow primer called Thank Me Later by Elizabeth Mott. And I've really been liking this eyeshadow primer. It's not too sticky. It just lays a nice base down for your eyeshadow. And again, I'll link everything below. I can't link the Urban Decay palette because it's discontinued, but so be it. Like I said, this got me rethinking purples. And if you're a beauty person like me, you may have seen that Odin's Eye just collaborated with Morgan Turner, who has a really good YouTube channel. And she released a palette for Valentine's Day, and it's all purples and pinks. And I just immediately thought, well, that's not for me. I've never bought Odin's Eye either, but I've always been curious about Odin's Eye, and I've heard really good things about their palettes. But I thought, well, that's just definitely not going to be for me. And then when I did this look the other day, I thought, well, maybe it is for me. Maybe I've been missing out on purple all these years. And my eyes they probably look brown to you, but they're actually more hazel. They have a lot of green in them. And purple looks really good on brown eyes and hazel eyes. So, and I would have thought, because I also did a green look using the Essence Dancing Green palette, trying to use my seldom worn makeup, and I don't really like green eyeshadow on me as much as I thought I did. Robin is experiencing a color renaissance with purple. Yeah, so that made me want to get the Odin's Eye palette, but that's gonna have to wait. I decided that I need to put myself on a no-buy for the next 3 months. I'm getting ready to go on a trip in June, and I've been spending a little bit of money with all of the Sephora sale, which is still ongoing today, and I have a few products that I ordered, and then I also, which hasn't arrived, but I just also today placed an order to pick up at the brand spanking new Sephora that just opened in my city, in my little town. I have a grand opening today. It either opened today or yesterday. So I placed an order to go pick up for 2 reasons. To check out the new Sephora and pick up a few more things that are on sale. And I'm VIB, so I get 15% off. But, you know, last year, I feel like sort of a hypocrite, because last year I did a video of why I hate the Sephora sale. Did you guys watch that video? Let me know in the comments below if you happened to see that video that I did a year ago. Well, I'm not like on such a strict budget as I was last year, or at least I should say I haven't been on such a strict budget as I was last year or the year before, which in 2023 I did a no-buy year. Now I'm gonna take this color Spandex, which is the darkest purple in here. So by the same token, and as I've mentioned also, I have a bit of a beauty budget now to be able to, you know, review products and make some content. But as we all know, I don't want to get political, but we know what's happening right now with these tariffs and the potential of job loss. I'm a fashion designer, and this is really affecting our company, and I'm a little concerned. I mean, as is everybody, I think, at my company, of how, if this doesn't get resolved soon, this is going to affect us and affect our customers. It's a little scary. I'm a little nervous, but I have faith that things will work out in time. I hope for the best outcome for all involved. But yeah, I mean, I have concerns, and I know a lot of people are really concerned that we're really gonna head into a recession, and I'm concerned about job security. I feel pretty secure in my job, but you just never know. You just never know. So I'm taking this color in the corner that's called Scream, because it got a little patchy right here, just adding a little bit more. But I want to maintain the purple. I don't want it to get too like light in the corners. So maybe I'll go over it just a little bit with this, with my finger. I saw this palette on Poshmark. I can't believe people are selling lightly used makeup on Poshmark. I didn't know that you could do that. I have to trust this look is going to come together, because right now I feel a little scared. Yeah, there's been a little bit of dusty fallout. How did all of that get there? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this to try to set it. Okay, right now it's looking very bright to me. Hopefully this is gonna come together, because I do have to run out after this. Like I said, I'm going to Sephora. So next I'm gonna go in with the Cushion Foundation from TirTir, and they have 2 other formulas, and this was the most popular one that you saw everywhere. But I have a feeling that some of the other formulas might be better on mature skin. I'm 52, and I have combo / leaning dry skin, and I did wear this one day already this week, and I really liked the way it applied. I liked the way that it looked. It didn't dry me out. It did set down matte. However, I think if you do have very dry skin, that you're going to maybe need to go to one of the other formulas. And I don't know enough about them, so I can't recommend them. It comes with a little sponge and then It opens like this, the sponge goes there, and then the cushion foundation is here, and you're just supposed to pounce, 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 pounce. It does have a slight fragrance as well. And then just pounce it in. I'm choosing also not to use a primer today, because since I did only wear this that one time, I want to see how it's gonna wear without a primer. If you get too much on your sponge too, you can just pounce it off on the little tray where the sponge sits. It's kind of handy. This is good for travel. I would say that this is, you know, if you don't want to take a bottle of a liquid foundation with you, especially, you know, if you're flying or something, that this would be a good option for travel. It is full coverage, and I got the color 23 in Sand. I think it's a good match. I have neutral but leaning warm undertones, and I did get this in the Amazon spring sale, so I did get it on sale, which was nice. But as you'll see, I have not been promoting any of the sales. I could have made videos about the Amazon spring sale and what I would recommend, or the Sephora sale, but I've chosen not to make videos about those because I know what it was like for me when I was doing a no-buy year, and even last year when I was trying to do a low-buy year, and how I had to unsubscribe from a lot of beauty influencer channels. For about a month, I unsubscribed from almost everyone. And I actually made a video about that too, so maybe you saw that. I couldn't take all the noise and all the temptation when I was trying not to spend money. My goal is never to try to unduly influence anybody who's watching my channel to spend money, or you know, I'm sort of against massive consumerism. All that to say is I will link everything below, and yes, I have my links would offer me a commission if you chose to shop through them, and if you do, thank you. But hopefully nothing that you would buy would be something that you hadn't already been thinking about, and maybe you just needed to see how it worked for someone of my age, and maybe you're in the similar age group as me. Do you feel like I need to work this a little bit more into my nose? This is such an interesting formula. I can't say I've ever used anything quite like it. I also got this duo from Catrice. Actually, it came with these sponges as well. I got this under eye brightener Instant Awake and under eye brightener setting powder, which this is a new product, and on Amazon they had them as a set. As many of you know, I'm still looking for like kind of the perfect under eye setting powder, and it's something that doesn't emphasize texture, doesn't emphasize fine lines, because I do have fine lines under my eyes. Like, I'm human, our eyes move and we crease under there. So I think this is more of a color corrector. I do have a lot of blue right in here, so that's how I'm going to use this, as a color corrector. And probably I will still have to do a separate concealer. It's very pink. The other color correctors I've had were more peach. I mean, this is kind of a peachy pink. I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand so we can see that color. Okay. What do you think? Did it make that big of a difference? It made a little bit of a difference, but I feel like, and maybe it's because I have purple eyes. Maybe that's why. It's looking like lavender. All right. Check it out on the other eye. It just might be a, what do you call that? I want to say special effect, not a special effect. I am on the fence about that. It definitely didn't cover as much as I need it to. So I'm going to use my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Finish the job. I am very excited to get my order that's probably supposed to arrive Tuesday, because I ordered the House Labs Triclone Concealer. I had a sample of it, which I wore in at least one video last year, and I really loved it. And I was like, ooh, if I hadn't have just bought the Natasha Denona, I probably would run out and buy this. But I tell you, the House Labs Triclone Foundation, I get so many compliments on my skin every time I wear that. That did the trick. Now, that looks beautiful. I don't know why though, this TirTir doesn't want to stick in this ditch in the side of my nose. I don't remember having that issue the last time I wore it. So let me just try again to build it up here. I'm gonna go ahead and set really fast that area. And I'm gonna use, just to set it, I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty. I do wanna use the under eye brightener from Catrice that I got to set under my eyes. That's the whole purpose of why I got it. And it's pink too. Let's see. Tap anything out, tap out the creases, because we do crease. Starting with a very light dusting. This is sort of a technique I've been experimenting with. I think I was using the wrong side of this brush. I wasn't using the powder side. Been using just a very light dusting at first to just sort of initially set the under eye. Oh! And don't forget to set your eyeball. All right, I'm gonna use this little powder puff that they provided. One is an under eye and one is a face. Okay, I won't need to use the face one, but let's try using this little tiny under eye powder puff. Well, maybe I will set the rest of my face with this. That's too much. You wanna kind of shear it out a little bit, but now we're gonna almost like bake under the eye to really lock it in. And I find if you do the first step of doing with a powder brush, a fluffy powder brush, or something like the N17 from BK Beauty, and use the powder side, if you start that way with a light dusting and then let that kind of set down and then go in with a powder puff and then press it in over top of that, that you get a far more, do I want to say natural? Well, less creasing for sure. A less creasing, less emphasis on the texture if you have under eye texture, and I do have under eye texture. So that was really nice. These two products from Catrice, I'll go ahead and say I'm impressed. I've tried very few products from Catrice. I'm not really familiar with this brand other than what I've heard other content creators say. So I gotta say, I am impressed with that. I do feel like this purple has gotten a little bit out of control and doesn't look as nice as it did the other day when I did this look. Not really sure why. So I'm just want to try to soften it up a little bit. Maybe I came out too far in the sides versus when I did it the first time. I think I stuck more in on the inner part of my eye instead of all the way out. All right, well, we're learning, right? That's a little bit better. Just softening it up. So the other product that I hadn't used a lot either that I did with that look that I made a short in my short was this Almay All Day Intense Gel Eyeliner in the color, I think it's called Perfect Plum or Pure Plum. The color is really beautiful. I think it's dried out a little bit. It probably was a little creamier when I first bought it, which has been a few years ago. But again, I didn't use it. I really didn't use it. Just kind of warming it up on my hand a little bit. If you had a hair dryer handy also, you could kind of just hit it with a little heat. I think that's pretty. What do you think? It's a lot. I have to admit, it's a lot. Even me looking at it here. But the one thing was, every time I walked into the bathroom at work and saw my eyes, I kept thinking, wow, that looks so pretty. And then a couple of my coworkers also commented and said it was very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows now, and I'm gonna use my Benefit Precisely My Brow. I'm gonna do a little contouring with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Contour, or Bronzer and Contour. This has been a staple in my routine every morning. I just love how easy it is to work with. It's such a pretty shade too. It's like sort of a rosy color versus too warm or too gray. I think it's so good. So back to the tariff talk, which I'm sort of sick of hearing about because they've been talking about it nonstop, both on the news and at work. I'm really praying, that this is going to work out for, like I said, for everybody. For one person to win, someone has to lose, right? But you kind of want it to be a win-win, and we just have to have faith that things are going to work out. I don't want to be one of these people who is negative and complaining all the time, about the government and all this. Because governments will come and go. You just have to focus on you, your family, your friends, making sure you're saving money, you're staying safe, that you're stocked with groceries just in case. You just have to look out for your friends and neighbors and family. Gonna do a little bit of bronzing with the e.l.f. Camo Powder Bronzer. Now, I didn't set my face with this under eye brightening setting powder, and since there's not a lot in this container, I think I'm going to save that and just use my Huda Beauty to set the rest of my face. This is the color Peach Pie. This is such a nice blurring powder. Everybody talks about how much they love this powder, and I agree, it's a good one. See how that just like blurred my forehead? It's like I have a filter on. And I mean, my skin looks very perfected by this TirTir foundation. It doesn't look heavy to me either. It looks, not that it looks 100% natural, like you can tell that I'm wearing something on my skin. I mean, you can tell. It's not like it looks super natural. You do see a little bit of my skin peeking through, but it is providing really good, beautiful coverage. For the blush, I'm going to go in again with this Milani Dolce Pink Baked Blush, which the first time I demonstrated on and used it was on one of my recent videos, and it was pretty blinding. I found that by using this brush and using the powder side, I'm able to control a little bit better. So this is how I have been applying this since then. So that's a much more natural pink. You still get the radiance from it, and you do get the pigment from it, but it's not as blinding as when I used my other blush brush. And I'm just like sort of pouncing it just to pick up a little color. And I can build it up. I can build it up if I want and get it a brighter, because this is certainly a bright blush. In fact, I'm going to build it a little bit more. Okay, that's it. That's it, and that's all. We're not quite done yet. So this was something I also picked up recently. I bought a few different mascaras to try out. I think this is new, actually. This is the Lancome Flutter Extension, the Lash Idol. Love this formula. It's got a very skinny wand, which I really like because it allows me to really get under my lashes and to pick them up. And it just makes the lashes very fluttery, separated, and lengthened. It's not a volumizing formula per se. Gosh, it is really pretty. And I've had no flaking, I've had no smudging, just really beautiful wispy lashes. And the perfect amount of product picks up as well. It sort of reminds me of, there was one that I tried by e.l.f. last year, the Lash and Roll. It's a similar formula to that, which that was one of my favorite mascaras that I tried last year. But this doesn't get gloppy. It's easy to control. This is, if you have trouble applying mascara, if it tends to get gloppy or spidery, or if you just in general, like I'm not the best at applying mascara. This is a very easy mascara to apply. And I think it has to do with the size of the wand. And it's just giving me exactly what I want and need in a mascara. A pretty like natural look. Your lashes just look really fluttery and pretty. And yeah, I just think this is a really good formula. I really like it. This is that eyeliner from Almay, and I've been rubbing it with, this is a dampened, what is this called? Microfiber cloth. And I'm really having to rub at it to get it off. So it's, I think it's a waterproof formula. Really, really good. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. And then I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. And then I'm using the Fenty lip gloss in the color Fussy, which is just the perfect, most perfect ever pink. I mean, okay, here is the finished look. I feel very made up, I will say that. This is more made up than I would feel normally comfortable with, just in an everyday going about town kind of look. It's very pretty. It's very pretty, but I do feel a little overdone because I'm just wearing like a casual linen shirt and white linen pants, and I'm just gonna go run some errands. We're gonna go have lunch, and then we're gonna go to Sephora. And so I do feel a bit overdone, but I will say that I understand why this TirTir foundation went viral last year. It is a really good foundation. Is it my favorite? No, it's definitely not my favorite. Right now, like I said, my favorite is the House Labs. And it's not even going to be, I don't think, my second favorite. It's probably not even in my top 3. But I do understand why it went viral. I do find that it provides really good coverage. It's matte without being matte, if that makes sense, because it does allow some radiance still to shine through, but full coverage, you know, very full coverage. And I went in with a light hand. You could definitely even build this up to be higher coverage than that. I'm really impressed by these 2 products from Catrice. Like I said, this one's a new one. This is a corrector, and then this one is, you know, the set, what I used to set my under eye with. And I think it looks pretty good. It will remain to be seen. I always pin a comment on my videos where I give my most current thoughts on products, and usually I've had a chance to wear these several times before my videos go up. So I'll definitely check out that pinned comment below. And let me know if you've tried any of these products too and what your thoughts have been on them. I'm trying to think what else is a new product that I tried. Most of this isn't new, but this was the other new product that I tried, the Lash Idol. Yeah, the Lash Idol Flutter Extension. This is one of my favorite mascaras. I've already worn it like 3 other times. So I've had a chance to wear it and have thoughts about it. But this is a really, really nice everyday formula. It's not a high glam formula. You know, it's not going to give you those black, dark lashes that you might want if you were doing like a really high glam look. But this is a really beautiful mascara. Still loving this Milani Baked Blush, and I think I liked the way it went on better in this application than in my previous video. Just because using this very versatile brush from BK Beauty, that's the Nikki LaRose N17. I do always link also in the description my favorite makeup brushes and sponges and things that my beauty tools. And this is one of my favorites, along with, I wish I had her whole set, but I could only afford a couple of her brushes, along with this one, the N16 for concealer. That being said, you saw me use this in multiple ways today, and using this brush for my blush, it gave me the control that I needed in applying this blush. So now that makes me think about some of the other blushes that I have that are maybe really dark or really bright. I'm gonna try using this brush with those and see if it helps me get better control over those colors so they don't get too dark or too bright. Well, I think that about does it for me. I think that's all the new products that I tried in this look. And yeah, I'm totally rethinking purples on my eyes. I think it does suit my coloring and my eye color. You can let me know what you think. You think I should invest in other purple palettes, or what am I hearing? It sounded like thunder coming from a long ways away. It's completely blue outside. There cannot be thunder. I don't know what I was hearing out there. Very disturbing. Well, anyways, I'm about to go, and I just want to wish you all a wonderful week, and hope that you're all doing great, and that these uncertain times, you know, that you're finding peace and finding things to fill up your cup, because it can certainly be very scary. And I hope that you're not scared. If you need a friend, comment below, and I always respond to my comments. And you know, I definitely understand how you might be feeling, and we just have to all stick together and take care of each other. That's it. We just have to take care of each other. Until the next time I see you, just want you to know how much you're loved. I love you. And I know that despite everything, you're doing great.